Hi, it's Allison. Today I'm just going to do a little review of CARAVAL because I finished it and I was excited and I wanted to do a review. In case you didn't know, CARAVAL is about these two sisters who are sort of trapped on an island with their abusive father, and they've always dreamed of going to CARAVAL, which is this sort of mysterious carnival-like interactive theater experience. It's sort of a game, but you know, it's also it's a very immersive sort of show. And they finally get to go, and they run away and they go to CARAVAL and magical things happen. I wanted this book to just sweep me away, and it did. I had a great time reading it. It was magical. I wanted it to be magical, and it was magical. I'll say it's not quite as beautiful and magical as the Night Circus. It keeps getting compared to the Night Circus, and aside from the fact that they're both kind of, it's like built around kind of a show, and it's they're both sort of a competition. Other than that, they're not really similar at all. I still think the Night Circus is an overall better book, but this is much faster paced. If you had trouble getting into the Night Circus because you thought it was moving kind of slow, read this because it's paced much quicker. And like I said, they're not all that similar other than the basic premise, kind of. But this is about sisters, and one of the sisters, Tella, gets kidnapped as part of the game, and Scarlett, her older sister, has to find her before anybody else does because she needs to win the game to get her sister back. And it's a lot of, there's a lot of mystery, and there's this guy that ends up kind of on her journey with her. You know, he's also very mysterious. His name's Julian, and he kind of he helps the girls get to CARAVAL in the first place, and he just kind of ends up not really working with Scarlett. It's complicated, but it's really good. He's very mysterious, and you don't really know what he's after or who he is or what he's doing there. Getting to solve different parts of the puzzle is really fun because there's a lot going on, and there are so many twists and turns. Like, I mean, there was a lot that happened that I didn't see it coming because things kept changing, and you're like, oh, I thought it might be this. Oh, just kidding, no it's not. But he's not the only mysterious character. All the people that Scarlett kind of interacts with inside CARAVAL are really mysterious and kind of giving her clues as to how to find her sister, and different things go on, and there's different magical elements, and it's just really, really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, as far as comparing it to the Night Circus, because they do feel similar, I would say it's not quite as like dreamlike as the Night Circus, which I think goes along with the Night Circus being much slower paced than this is. This is a much quicker pace. And because of the quick pace, it has a lot more twists and turns, so it's a lot more of kind of solving a mystery than the Night Circus is. The Night Circus, like I said, is just this beautiful dream that you go along, and it's so beautiful and romantic and heartbreaking and all the things. And this is like more of an adventure, I would say. It's a mystery, and it's an adventure, and there's tons of twists and turns. You don't know who to trust, you don't know what to think, and it keeps you guessing the whole time, all the way to the end. So I really, really enjoyed it. I like books that can surprise me, and this surprised me as far as, I mean, what happened. I mean, I expected it to be good because I've been waiting for it, and I really wanted it to be good, and it was really, really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm trying to be a little more particular about which books I give 5 stars to, because I feel like I do that a lot, don't I? But unless I feel like this excitement after I read it, I generally won't give it 5 stars. 4 out of 5 stars is still really, really good. I really loved it. It was excellent. That's probably all for the spoiler-free portion of the review. Now I'm probably going to get into some spoilers, so if you haven't read this and you plan on reading it, run away, and you can come back when you finish it and you can talk to me about it. It'll be awesome. Okay, I thought this was really good. I really liked Scarlett. I mean, I think I wanted her to be braver, but at first, I feel like when I was reading it at first, I was like, be more like Tella. Tella's more fun and stuff. I was kind of like, oh, she's so uptight, but you get exactly why she's uptight. I mean, she's abused and she's so scared and she just wants to be safe, and that's all she can think about is getting her and her sister to safety somehow and getting free of their father. And so I totally understand why she is the way she is. But I also understand Tella being the way she is and kind of wanting to pull Scarlet out of all that fear. So I thought it was really good. I liked how Scarlet went into it only for her sister, but came out of it learning that she can think about herself too. I don't know. I didn't really expect her to stick with Julian the whole time because it was so obvious she didn't trust anybody. But on the other hand, I guess because she's so afraid of everything, it kind of makes sense that she would sort of kind of latch onto somebody a little bit and want support going through it. But she's also not used to getting that support from anyone but her sister. But since her sister's gone, you know, she has to look elsewhere. I thought it was really good. I thought Julian was very interesting. I think he was almost more mysterious after we learned who he was. I thought that was really cool. I didn't see that coming either. The one point when she has the dream and she thinks he's Legend, I believed it. I was like, oh my god, he's Legend. And then you turn around and he gave his whole speech and I was like, okay, I still believe you, but what the hell, dude? Like, what are you hiding? And so I think it definitely made sense by the end that he was his brother. And I think that's really interesting too. Like, I want to know more about that. I want to know more about his actual story because we didn't hear much of his real story throughout the book. We just kind of got pieces of his personality and everything. So I was very entertained by their little romance that they had going on. I thought it was really good. And it was really interesting and angsty and all that good stuff. I liked it. But yeah, the ending, I have to say, I did not see that coming. I mean, I'm not sure anybody could have seen that coming. I mean, I feel like maybe it should have occurred to me that Tella was in on it, but I think from the beginning, because of the way Scarlet feels so protective of Tella and because of how kind of impulsive Tella seems, it makes sense to think that she would have just got caught up and let herself be taken away for whatever reason. It does kind of make sense. But I also sort of, once you get to the end, you realize how strong Tella actually is, and you're like, yeah, I feel like I should have guessed maybe that she was in on it the whole time. But I loved the way it ended. I mean, I feel like the way it ended did a lot as far as like the sisterhood relationship in this, because I loved how the whole time Scarlet is trying to look out for Tella and the whole thing is her trying to rescue Tella, when really the whole time Tella was rescuing Scarlet, and she got her off that island, she got her away from her father, she helped her learn to not be afraid and that there's more to life than just staying safe. You know, you can't just survive your life, you have to live your life. And I thought that was really good, because I feel like I have things in common with Scarlet and Tella in the sense that I'm a cautious person and I really am concerned about being safe all the time, but I also want to go on adventures and I want to do cool things. So I get where both of them are coming from, and I was really excited to see Scarlet kind of come out of that sort of prison that she trapped herself in, of just fear and mistrust. And I get why she was that way, because of her father. Oh my god. When he showed up at CARAVAL, I was like, no! I don't know why I didn't think he'd show up, but I just was like, I just figured we were done with him, and I didn't really think about him again. I just was so wrapped up in what was happening in the story. But yeah, when he showed up, I was pissed. I was like, no! I was so upset. I didn't know what was gonna happen. And oh my god, okay, so when Julian got stabbed, I feel like I was surprised, but, I mean, I was definitely surprised. But I wasn't upset about it yet, because I was just, in my brain, I was like, there's no way. There's no way she's gonna, like, something's going on. He's not really dead. There's no way he's really dead. But then you get up there and she finds Tella and all that stuff, and when Tella jumps and you're like, oh my god, so now it's, I thought it was gonna have to be the whole thing, she was gonna have to choose her sister over him and lose him, and I thought it was gonna be so tragic. But I would have been so mad if Julian had actually died. I would have been so mad. So I'm very glad that he was okay. I really liked their relationship, and I would have been really mad if he had actually been dead, so I'm glad he wasn't. I was also really happy that Dante wasn't actually dead, because when he first showed up, I was like, oh yes, honey, go with him. But then I was okay with it, and I liked hers and Julian's relationship a lot better. But I'm actually interested, I'm wondering if, because the next book seems like it's going to be about Tella, so I'm wondering if her and Dante will be a thing. I don't know. I don't know why I'm always looking, I'm always looking for the romance. It's just the way I am. I'm so glad Scarlet didn't go back and end up with the Count. That would have been the worst thing ever, because, I don't think Scarlet would have ever felt safe with the Count even. I mean, he's in business with her father in whatever way, he bought her from her father, essentially. So I don't think she ever would have felt safe with him either. And Tella wouldn't have been happy, obviously. Eventually Tella would have had to have run away from that too. So I'm so glad it happened the way it happened, and Tella was able to get Scarlet off the island and away from their father. And then I love how because for a minute I was like, how could they put her through all of that? That's so mean. But I think she needed to go through it to kind of figure out who she wanted to be, and figure out that she can't just live her whole life too scared to do anything. I totally relate to that, because that hits home, I won't lie. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. I just loved how it was two sisters rescuing each other in different ways, and how everything turned out really well, and I'm really interested to see what the next book is gonna bring. I want more about Scarlet and Julian, but I feel like the next book's gonna be Tella's perspective, because they switched to her in the epilogue, so I'm guessing it's gonna be about her. Which is cool too. I would love a Tella story as well. So anyway, I really loved this book, so I wanted to talk about it, and now I have. So, thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I love talking about books. So I'll be back again probably. Okay, bye.